Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to season 2, episode 11 of Let's Talk Ants. And I know I've taken a little break from the end of season 1. A lot of work to do and a lot of music to write. But I'm happy to be here today. And I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos in regards to a DAW called Pro Tools. And I've seen many composers between Instagram and YouTube really preaching the fact that you don't need Pro Tools in your rig to work. And, you know, to some extent, it's true, but the bigger picture is not good, okay? Why? You know, if you are a composer that just composes for yourself, you don't really collaborate with people and all that stuff, it's okay to use a Logic Pro or Cubase or Studio One or I think it's called FL, you know, and any other writing DAW, because you're just writing for yourself. And perhaps your boy or your friends or, you know, any local musicians also have the same DAW as you. I always use Logic Pro X to write my music before heading to Pro Tools. I do have Pro Tools. What's the bigger picture though? The bigger picture is, if you want to be a successful musician or composer in the long run, you got to have a basic knowledge of Pro Tools. Why? If you end up working with commercial studios or engineers that work at commercial studios or engineers that have home studios, post-production always happens in Pro Tools when it's working with a group of people. You know, you can get on the phone and call commercial studios, and majority of mixing engineers, and they're all going to say, we have Pro Tools, I have Pro Tools, because that is currently the industry standard for recording at studios. And so when I write in my Logic and I bounce everything into Pro Tools, because that then becomes post-production. So that Pro Tools files then goes to a mixing engineer or to another musician to record their instruments in their studio, and they have to have Pro Tools. In a lot of cases, people that I work with remotely don't have Pro Tools, certain musicians that don't have it. And so I had to export, either send them stems or send them, you know, a stereo file so that they can do their part. And then they send me back audio files for me to dump into Pro Tools. But having Pro Tools in your rig really allows for more people to work with you. So if you go into a studio and you're producing a song that you made in your home studio, chances are it's going to be recorded in Pro Tools. And so if you need to edit anything, you're going to end up taking that file back into your home studio. And if you don't have Pro Tools, there's no way you can open it. So you have to have a Pro Tools rig in your home studio so that you can open that file and edit whatever you had to edit, and then send it back out. You know, in a lot of cases, there isn't a budget to stay at that commercial studio or in someone else's studio that's being paid per hour to sit there and edit. So if you're like the main producer, it's extremely important to have that. You know, if you're a film composer, it's very important to have Pro Tools because you're working with different engineers and different staff people. So some music editors want a Pro Tools file, and some other engineers want, you know, Pro Tools files. So sometimes they would prefer to have the MIDI in Pro Tools. Sometimes, you know, whatever it is, it's in Pro Tools. A lot of post-production is done in Pro Tools. So whatever they're saying out there that you don't need it, yeah, if you're staying small, you know, you're not going to do anything big, that's fine, you know. But also want to share with you that when you look at these blockbuster composers, and you only always see Cubase, you only always see Logic. But look at the corner, they have a Pro Tools rig. Why? Because everything has to be done, exported into Pro Tools. Majority of these composers have Pro Tools. To top it off, whenever you see an internship open or a composer assistant position opening, the requirements in those things don't say must be an expert in Logic or in Cubase. You must know Logic and Cubase, you must definitely know how to set up Pro Tools sessions. Okay, so all this preaching about not needing Pro Tools is BS. You do need Pro Tools if you are planning to succeed in the music business further down the line. Okay, so you will get to a point where you do need to send out a Pro Tools file. The good thing about Avid, and this is not an advertisement, this is not a sponsored video. The good thing about Avid Pro Tools is that they have different tiers. So you can work at the first tier, second tier, the third tier. I typically work with the third tier because I don't want to have any limits with importing video. I use Pro Tools to stream the video while I write in Logic, and I also use Pro Tools to mix. So once everything is written, all the music is done, I open up another Pro Tools session for post-production purposes, and that's the one that I send out if I had to send out. So I hope that this has inspired you to really understand and not listen to what people are saying out there about not needing Pro Tools. You do need it, you know, and I can't say this enough. You do need it to be able to work with everybody, okay? So don't limit yourself and say, well, I'm only going to stay in this box. But if you do love music and you do want to pursue music, add Pro Tools to your rig. Okay, guys? If you have any questions, please comment below. Don't forget to press the notification bell to not miss the next episode or any other video content that I post here on YouTube. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you're watching this and you're not part of my channel. Please subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you guys on episode 12. Peace.